Did you always feel that this is a career you wanted for yourself?
Yes, I always loved business. I started in business at 18 while completing my business degree at Ottawa University, and I just love business and dealing with people, and I do a lot of marketing, and that's my creative side. So yes, it's the choice I always wanted.
Je pense que ça, c'est quelque chose avec lequel je suis née. Je peux me rappeler d'avoir commencé mes tout débuts, je crois, à l'âge de 3 ans. Alors, c'est quelque chose qui a toujours fait partie de moi. C'est juste un rêve que j'ai poursuivi depuis que je suis toute petite. Et aujourd'hui, je suis contente de pouvoir dire que je travaille dans un milieu qui est ma passion, absolument ma passion.
Like most things in life, I think circumstances make things happen. Unfortunately, our grandson was misdiagnosed, and when he was finally diagnosed, he was diagnosed with pervasive developmental disorder, which is a communication disorder, a high form of functioning of autism. And we realized, my husband and I, that there was very little information to help parents, and therefore we took it upon ourselves to start a foundation to bring awareness, education, and early intervention to many of these families and children.
Have there been points in your career where you weren't sure where exactly you were going and you thought that maybe it would be better to try a different path?
Absolutely. I've sort of rediscovered or reinvented myself a few times. I consider myself a serial entrepreneur. Generally, when things get easy, I look for something else, and that generally leads me in the path where I find myself.
You've said that your parents are your heroes. Were they the ones who gave you the confidence to be where you are today?
Yes, I do believe that, because I saw them working very hard to survive. They're survivors, and they came to Canada with nothing, and I watched my father and my mother work very hard, raise a family, and that they were my influence, yeah.
It's my mother. She for her it was very important to give to me and to my sister education, to push us and to be somebody in the life. And her words, it was very simple. She's a very simple woman, but she was saying, I want you to be there. And to be there, you have to do whatever you need with your education, your career, to be there.
I would start with my PhD supervisor, who was just a tremendous mentor and a wonderful role model. He's male, but he at 5 o'clock he went home to his family, and he had a balance in his life that really made that possibility open to me. But also, I would say my family, my husband has been incredibly supportive. The community, my colleagues at work. Everybody's been really, I would say, critical. And the most important, I really should say, the most important are my students.
Je pense que pour un mentor, c'est important, mais je dirais pas seulement en avoir un, c'est d'apprendre de plusieurs personnes. On peut apprendre aussi quoi faire et quoi ne pas faire. Alors, ce que je dirais aux gens, c'est pas seulement se limiter à une seule personne, mais voir un petit peu et on évolue dans la vie. Donc, c'est bon de voir avec différentes personnes, d'apprendre de différentes personnes. Au niveau mentorat, comme la façon que je le fais, c'est qu'il faut le faire tous les jours. Être mentor, ça veut dire, c'est pouvoir expliquer, prendre le temps avec des gens d'expliquer pourquoi on fait des choses de telle façon. Ça se passe dans la vie de tous les jours. C'est pas nécessairement avoir un lunch ou un petit déjeuner ou un café avec quelqu'un. Oui, c'est une façon d'être mentor, mais ça se fait tous les jours dans la vie. Et c'est intéressant quand on fait ça, parce que souvent les gens m'écrivent, me disent « Écoute, j'étais dans une réunion avec toi, j'ai beaucoup appris. » C'est ça du mentorat aussi. Alors, il ne faut pas prendre nécessairement une contrainte qui est physique, de dire, bon, je rencontre les gens spécifiquement à ce moment-là. Ça se fait dans tous les jours de sa vie.
Passion is important in pursuing a career. What would you say you're passionate about?
Many things. Well, obviously, I had to be passionate about my work, or I wouldn't have been able to do it well. I'm also passionate about my family, and I'm certainly passionate about education.
I'm passionate about women's health. I have a specialty in pediatric adolescent gynecology, so my main passion is to help those little girls to avoid the danger of life and become women who will be happy later on.
I am passionate about life. I am passionate about everything. I'm passionate about being a mother of 3 wonderful children. I'm passionate about the career I chose. I'm passionate about the people I get to work with and deal with every day, and the way the world is going, with people caring more and being more involved and looking to make a brighter future.
Dans votre carrière, le fait d'être une femme fut-il un obstacle ou un avantage? Et pourquoi?
Je pense que c'est un avantage dans le sens que on apporte une dynamique qui est différente des hommes, ça je pense qu'il faut le reconnaître. On apporte une certaine diversification à une équipe. De mon côté, ça n'a jamais été un obstacle, mais il ne faut jamais se laisser placer dans une situation où ça devient un obstacle. Et c'est ça qui est important.
My experience was that people looked for excellence and not whether that came from a man or a woman. So I just strove to be the best I could be, and I really didn't encounter any obstacles.
What drives you to continue your career and to inspire other young women?
I love going to work every day, and one of the things that I advise people, particularly young people, is to find something that you're really good at and that you like to do, so that when you get up every day to go to work, and there will always be tough days, that you'll really, really enjoy it.
Well, I think that the best advice would be to never stop. You can do whatever you want. The opportunity is there inside of you, and I don't think that in 2010 there's no barrier to stop women in their dream. And the best advice is probably to find a passion, because once you find a good one, there won't be any limit.
You've decided to support the professor of the Weizmann Institute's study on memory and children with learning disabilities. What advances do you hope are made in this field of study?
Well, I would love if every child was tested so that they could find out their strengths and their weaknesses, because a lot of children are not tested early enough, and it keeps them back from achieving their goals in life, and it's very frustrating for them. So what I hope that this will do is to find an answer. I know there's some talk of a medication that might help, but something to help these kids, because it's very frustrating, because they're very smart children with above average intelligence, and they really need to find a path so that they can learn more easily.
You mentioned that hope is what matters. What do you hope for in a better tomorrow?
You know, I see things as so positive, and I see that people are responding to other people with greater care, at least here in Canada, and so I think we're on the path for a better tomorrow. I think we care about the environment, we care what happens, we care about each other, we care, you know, not just what happens to our next door neighbor, but what happens across the world, and so I think that we're on a great path.